brand new segment. We're very excited to present it. A graphic will be coming soon, but it is the first edition of Steve on Ice, his very own NHL hockey segment, all on his own. Big hockey guy, a lot of knowledgeable information. Without further ado, Steve, take it away.
What's going on, guys? So for Steve on Ice premiere segment, I wanted to talk about Thursday's upcoming NHL draft because this is one of the most talked about NHL draft prospect classes that we've had in recent years, and mainly because of one guy, Connor Bedard. We'll get to that in a second, but wanted to give you guys a brief little intro, just a little bit about my hockey history, my passion for hockey, and where it's kind of come from. So one story I wanted to share with you and the viewers real quick, Cam, was when I was younger. It was first ice hockey game I had ever attended. I was 8 years old. I went to watch Mechanicsburg play. I believe they were playing Cedar Cliff at the time, but I'm not sure on the team. But my cousin got hurt in the second period, and we were sitting probably 16 rows up in the bleachers in the arena, and he was down on the ice for a little while, and I got so concerned that I walked down the steps to the actual door where they were bringing in medical personnel to go onto the ice because he took a puck to the face. And I followed behind the medical personnel onto the ice with all of these people trying to figure out why there's an 8-year-old kid on the ice. And I walked right over to him and I looked at him and said, "Ben, are you okay?" And there's blood rushing down his face. And he looks at me and goes, "No, I'm not okay." Well, his story goes, 25 stitches later, he was back for the third period and finished. So hockey players are people that I have admired for a very long time for their toughness and their grit. They don't get paid as much as the other players in professional sports. They do just as much work, if not more, tone on their bodies from the physicality of hockey. And it was also one of the first sports that I ever remember watching where you could absolutely throw down with another grown man, and the worst you're going to get is a two-minute suspension. It was just it's got football with soccer and ice. It was an absolutely phenomenal sport to me. That's how I looked at it growing up. So into today, I'm a diehard Capitals fan. Anybody who knows me will tell you that the Capitals, I live and die for them. I love Alex Ovechkin. He's my favorite player in the world. And so that's just a little bit about my hockey background and how I got to here. But without further ado, let's get to my predictions for the top 5 draft picks in the 2023 NHL. So the order of the teams is going to go the Chicago Blackhawks, the Anaheim Ducks, the Columbus Blue Jackets, the San Jose Sharks, and the Montreal Canadiens. So at number 1, it is no surprise to anybody that the name Connor Bedard is going to be the first person off the list. In 57 games this season, he had 143 points. He had 71 goals and 72 assists in 57 games. It was like 2.57 points per game, which is an absolutely unheard of numbers. I mean, this kid, they're comparing him to some of the greats, even the Ovies, the Crosbys, the Connor McDavids, and even some comparisons to the offensive prowess of Gretzky. So definitely Connor Bedard, number 1 to the Chicago Blackhawks. Number 2, we're looking at Adam Fantilli. So Adam Fantilli came out of Michigan, where this last year he led the NCAA in points. He's definitely somebody who I think is, I don't know if he's the clear second best. We'll get to that in a little bit, but he's definitely probably the third best prospect in this year's draft. I got him going to the Anaheim Ducks, who, if you remember last year, they had the number 1 overall pick and chose Trevor Zegras. So got really good center coming in here to the Anaheim Ducks, we assume. So that's my number 2. Number 3, I have center Leo Carlson. Super solid puck handler off the boards. Probably the most well-rounded two-way player in this draft class. He's got NHL size already at 6'2", 195 pounds. And an interesting stat about him, he was Junior Player of the Year in the Swedish Hockey League that he played in. And with them also drafting 2 years ago in 2021, Cole Sillinger, which was another center who's their number 1 center right now, the potential pairing of this kid with Cole Sillinger is just it's enticing, and it's going to be interesting to watch. Number 4, I have Will Smith going to the San Jose Sharks. Not the actor Will Smith, but Will Smith from the U18 USA national team. I would probably venture to say that he could go as high as 3 to the San Jose Sharks, but most scouts have him going at number 4. He tied a USA World Champion Junior record in the World Championship tournament this last year. In 7 games, he had 20 points, 9 goals, 11 assists. That tied Jack Hughes for the record, who also had 20. Number 5, I'm going to go kind of off the board for the Montreal Canadiens. I'm going to go David Reinbacher, because I think that pairing him with the already stout defense that they have out there, I think that he is super enticing to watch. He's probably the best defenseman in this class by far. Solid size, 6'2", 195 as well. But he's probably what most scouts have said, the most game-ready defenseman. Very, very quick, good and quick puck handling, and he's an absolute lethal weapon in power play for Switzerland's top league last year. So once again, to run through my top 5 for you, I got Connor Bedard going off the list, number 1 to the Chicago Blackhawks. I got Adam Fantilli going number 2 off the board to the Anaheim Ducks. I got Leo Carlson going off the board number 3 to the Columbus Blue Jackets. I got Will Smith going off the board at number 4 to the San Jose Sharks. And I got David Reinbacher going off the board at number 5 to the Montreal Canadiens. And P.S., a little betting tip for you here. If you guys want to throw another name into the top 5, I would pay very close attention to Matvei Michkov, who is probably the second best overall prospect in this draft. But with his 3-year contract with a Russian league, with a Russian team right now that he can't escape, he's probably going to drop below top 5. But if I were you guys, I would put him potentially a betting favorite at number 4 to the San Jose Sharks. And that is the Steve on Ice's top 5 NHL draft predictions. I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all.
I was muted, but well done. Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent segment.
Listen to the sound. I listen to the sound.